But let us have Lyrick Lipscomb. Is that right?
Yes.
Lyrick?
How's everyone doing? You guys look great. I'm really excited to be here. I was interning this summer at the Imagination Celebration, so Deb Thornton was my boss. And she was like, "Hey, I think you'd be really great for this storytellers project." And I was like, "Really?" All right. I'm here, and I have to tell you guys that I'm usually very, very private, so I don't share a lot with people that I don't know very well, so this is really something new. It's an opportunity to grow, so I'm excited to be here. You guys are so warm, I really like this. So my what if story is a current story. It's happening right now, you guys are all a part of it. My what if story is, what if I didn't believe that I could make a career out of this whole music thing, this singing and this playing instruments and all of these things that I'm doing, with the end goal being being heard and being relevant. So I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit about that. Let's see. Always knew I could sing. I always thought that I sounded great since I was like 3. I'd be in the mirror. You know how when you're little, you sort of, you have these people you look up to. I had Whitney Houston. And so for me, she was it. So I'm in the mirror like, ooh. You know, I'm doing this. Finger and all of that. And, you know, I thought I sounded great. And I remember my mom being like, "Girl, shut up that noise. What's going on?" So, you know, I always felt like I was awesome. And I'll never forget, man, when I was four, my mom bought me this itty bitty red keyboard. And I would sit in the hallway, because the living room and the hallway would be right next to it in my mom's house. I'd sit in the hallway and I would play like jingles that I heard on TV, try to play them back. Or songs that I heard on the radio, I'd try to play those back. Like my brother, he'd be in the living room watching the TV, but I'm weird. I'd be in the hallway trying to play what I heard on the TV. So I remember one night, I don't know, I was slamming this night, I was on it, playing all the jingles. I played one that to me it sounded great. And it must have sounded good to my mom too, because she turned to me and she said, "That was kind of neat." What she doesn't know is that I just needed that, like just that puff of air to fill up my cells. I've been selling ever since. And she gave me that I think sometimes we don't know how some of the small things we say to kids truly affect them, but that was all I needed. And so I don't know if my mom ever really thought I could sing well until someone had to tell her. I'll tell you guys. I'll tell you guys what happened. So I was 5, went to kindergarten. It was awesome. Everything was great. And in kindergarten, which no one told me about this, but they had these things called specials. So specials are like computers class, PE, music class, let's see what else. Well, things like that. And so second week of kindergarten, I go to my special and it's a music class. And I walk in and I'm excited because I get to sing and I love singing. And the instructor was Miss Sylvia Summers. Some of you may know her. She's excellent. She is now my music mentor. So I've known her since then, and that's how I met her. I was her student when I was 5. And first day she had us singing. She's teaching us how to read music, and I don't know what she heard, but it must have been good, because she was like, "Hey, you, what's your name?" And I told her, "Victoria Lipscomb, that's my government name. Victoria Lipscomb." And she says, "Sing this note." She hits the note on the piano, and I sing, you know. And then she said, sing this note. She sits on the piano and I sing it, and she says, I would like for you to sing a solo with my choir. I don't usually let kindergartners sing with my choir, but I would like for you to do it. So I'm like, yeah. So I didn't know what a solo was. I was just like, yeah. I knew what a choir was because my mom was always very good about taking my brother and I. My brother is he's a dancer. He's an amazing dancer. We're very supportive of each other's art. But she was always trying to make sure that we were out in the community and seeing things. And the Imagination Celebration was a huge part of almost everything that I did when I was little. They were in my school. They were in the library around the corner. They were everywhere. And so I'm very grateful to the Imagination Celebration. I wanted to say that. But so she's like, yeah, I want you to sing solo. I'm like, cool. So she says, I'm gonna call your mom tonight. I'm like, I can't wait. I can't wait till my mom finds out. You know, I'm sitting at home. I'm not in the hallway this night because I'm like, the phone's gonna ring. It's gonna be Miss Summers, and she's gonna tell my mom. So the phone rings, and my mom says, oh, I can only hear one side of the conversation, and it goes like this. Hi, Miss Summers. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. My Victoria? So that was the moment when everybody else found out that I could sing, but you know, I always knew. They found out when I was 5. So that was huge for me, and it's big when you're little to find, like, for other people to recognize the things that you're doing. So I'll never forget that moment. But you know, as I got older, I started thinking about what I wanted to do with my life, because my mom is very real. You know, when I was like in the 5th grade, she was like, okay, you're gonna go to middle school next year. You need to start thinking what you want to do about college. She's like, you're gonna have to work hard. You should start now. So I'm like, well, Mom, I want to be a singer. And I will never forget. I thought she was gonna be like as excited as I'm like, I want to be a singer. And she was like, nope. So looking back at it now, I understand the reasons why my mother was like, you know, it's not realistic. You might want to think about maybe, you know, having the backup plan, because if that doesn't work out for you, then what are you gonna do? And you know, when you're 12, you're hurt. Looking back, I realized that my mother's concern and my grandmother's concern. I was raised by my mother and grandmother, and I think their concern came from a very real place. They were concerned that as an artist, especially as a musical artist, I may not be appreciated as much in my community or in anyone's community as much as like a doctor or a lawyer would. And also, I think her fear was for me to enter that type of business, I may get taken advantage of. All of those are very real fears. I still have those fears. They're real. I mean, they're happening right now. So, so that was rough. So from that time forward, I sort of pulled back. I was still doing music in school and things like that, and doing projects with the Imagination Celebration and doing plays and things around town. But that was just always in the back of my mind, and that was hard. So when I finally did go to college, I went to school for, gosh, such a crazy degree. It was forensic science. I don't know. I just been watching too much CSI. I was like, that! I think, you know, some of these shows inspire false hope. Like HGTV, like the Home and Garden Network. You guys watch that? It's like, I'm always like, I know I can like raise the ceiling. I can't do any of those things. So I go to school for forensic science, and I hated it, and I flunked out the first time. But I'm back in school now. Flunked out. It just, it wasn't where my heart was, and I sort of went through this, and I'm young, so, you know, don't judge me. But I went through this little depression period after I flunked out of school. I was so sad, and I couldn't figure out what was wrong, and I was crying all the time, and you know what I had done is I had betrayed my craft. I turned my back on music and just decided that it was something I couldn't do, because maybe if the people in my life whose approval I want to gain the most think that it may not be something that I can do, then maybe it isn't. So that was rough. But what if I had always felt that way? Now I wouldn't be here, right here tonight, talking to you guys. So I'm going to tell you guys what happened in between that. What happened in between then was my mom was like, look, you have to stop being sad because it's making me sad. And what can we do to make you not sad? And so she sort of helped me pull myself back together, and she helped me find a job that I didn't mind working so much. And she helped me get a computer, a Macintosh computer. Yeah. So the Macintosh computer comes with this awesome music program that allows me to create my own music. And I started making music again. And so I started feeling better. And little by little, I was feeling better, and my music was getting better. I'm writing songs, and everything is great. Someone comes to me and says, so, are you just gonna write songs in your basement for the rest of your life? And I thought, I could. And a good friend of mine came, and his name is Dion Wilson, and he's actually pretty well known in the community. He's an awesome lyricist. His stage name is Logic. He was like, look, I'm having a show. I want you to sing on it. And I was like, by sing, you mean like in front of everybody? Because at this point, you know, my confidence was kind of weird. I was in a weird place. But I'm glad that he made me get up there and do it. I'm glad that my mother and my grandmother came to that show, because after they came to that show, they were like, well, maybe you can do it. Maybe you can do it. And they're very supportive. They come to like, gosh, I can't believe they're not tired. They've been in everything since I've been 5. They're here right now. I mean, I can't believe they're not just beat, but so I have 5 minutes left, and I was gonna finish the story, but I'd rather sing something for you guys. Thank you. And I also wanted to tell you guys my band is playing tomorrow at the What If Festival. So please come check us out. We'll be on the Stargazer Showmobile stage, which is the south end of Cascade.
Who are you? What is your band name?
Copacetic Soul.
Woo!
We'll be playing at 2 o'clock. So if you guys like what you hear tonight, come. And if you don't,
Come anyway.
Can you guys hear that?
Yeah.
You guys mind if I turn up just a bit?
Turn it up.
Alright, so this song, I was gonna do a song that I wrote for you guys, but this song just seems a lot more appropriate. You ever been wondering through your life and you hear a song that just fits exactly how you feel. So this song is by a group called The Smiths. Does anyone know them?
Yeah.
And this song is just like popped in and out of my life several different times along my journey. And it's just about hoping that you get what you want. And I just really hope that I get what I want. I'm working hard for it, so I know that's the first step. And I've got a lot of faith. That's the second step. So
could go up a little bit.
I'm not plugged in, unfortunately. So I'll just try to play loud. Is that cool? Haven't had a dream in a long time. See, this luck I've had will make a good man turn bad. So please, 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 let me get what I want this time. Comes time for a change. See, this luck I've had will make a good man turn bad. So, for once in my life, let me get what I want. Lord knows it'll be the first time. Lord knows it will be the first time. Oh, Lord knows it will be the first time. Lord knows it will be the first time. Lord knows it'll be the first time. Lord knows it'll be the first time.